Hello and welcome to round 3 of the MRC BF1 League, officially sanctioned by New Dimension Racing. Today we're at Singapore, a Grand Prix replica created by Michael Malik and the MRC team. Unfortunately, today has been declared a non-championship event due to a low number of turnout, and for that reason, we like to let our hair down. We still run the broadcast, so that's still happening. But it's a case that Travis Mehlinger is going to be joining the grid instead of commentating. Tom Jones is alongside me in the commentary box. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. A little bit sad that we're not having a full round here, but we've got the people still in the server, so we thought might as well let's run the race while we can. And we've also got the surprise of Elmo, who normally does all our back end stuff, is also joining the grid. So it's going to be entertaining watching that moving chicane.
That's very rude, and I'm sure we'll have something to say about it soon. Anyway, yes, today we are at the Singapore Replica in LFS on the layout square. We are not going to have any qualifying. We're just going to go straight into a 20 lap race. It's going to be a non-championship event. So this graphic is pretty much useless other than the track map, Tom, but we can take a look very quickly at the schedule because hopefully for the remaining couple of rounds we're going to have a good turnout. I hope so. Today we're at Singapore, then in a week's time we're going to be over at Aston Grand Prix Reversed, and then we'll be at Kyoto Grand Prix Long Reversed on June the 11th for round number 5. Well, this track tonight has been used in a shorter version for the MRC E-Challenge a few weeks ago. But yeah, tonight we are going to be using the very much more powerful BF1, the 2.4 litre V8 mid-engine rear-wheel drive car. And yeah, I don't know how many drivers we've currently got lined up on the ready to go, but what we can show you is the current championship standings. Here are the team standings. We have 11 teams who've scored at least a point. It's Sidus leading the way. Then it's Fragmaster and Born to Race, the top 3. No points will be going towards the championship tonight. It has been declared a non-championship race. So all is to play for in the final 2 rounds of the season if they are declared championship rounds. But yeah, as it stands, Team Sidus leading the way. Tom, it's been good for them so far.
Yeah, Gabor's been very strong at the front there, sort of almost carrying the way through there with... Didn't win, of course, on first round out. That one went to Stravko, but then did seal a rather dominant win last time out round London there. So he's done a hell of a job at the top there, and just the rest of the people, he's the man to catch, and people do have a big job to do to catch him.
Yeah, and here is confirmation of that in the Drivers' Championship. 45 points for Gabor at the moment as it stands, with Zdravko Topolniak in P2 and Ayub in P3. Yeah, we have a couple of screens of Drivers' Championship results, and then we're going to head to a rather small grid for 20 laps around the Grand Prix of Singapore custom replica layout, because I think you agree, Tom, that the drivers, they deserve this.
Yeah, they've made the effort to put in the practice. They've turned up. They've put the time out there to do this, so it's only fair that we always said we were going to do this. It's only fair for them that we are here to show it for them, get their time on screen. It's 20 minutes of fun for them, so the practice they put in is actually worthwhile. Travis's Pete, sorry, I'm so used to having Travis in the box with me. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'm still here.
Travis is still here. Hello, Travis. How's it going? How's your prep going ahead of the start?
It's going really well. I actually did. You can hear me all right, can't you?
Well, you're all good.
Okay, good. So. Yeah, I figured. Oh, thanks, Tom. Yeah, preparation went really well. So I've been for these races doing my own practice just to get an idea for what the drivers are up against, and found that this circuit, when I did the practice yesterday, is a lot of fun. Even more rewarding than South City. You know, it doesn't have the undulations that South City does, but still super fun to drive. Every corner is a little bit different. So it requires a lot of concentration, being really precise, but it is super rewarding to get around here quickly. And when I practiced, I found that I think it was more comfortable here than anywhere else we've tested. So, yeah, I kind of planned last week if we were going to run a non-championship race to jump in the seat and have a go. And this week we are having a non-championship race, and I felt ready, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I think we all are. This is going to be a bit of a weird one. We're probably going to have Race Control joining us at some point just for a chat. Why not? Get you guys a little bit of a flavour of what goes on in here. The drivers are readying up in the background. We have 7 cars, I believe, Tom. And yeah, we're going to get going for 20 laps around the Singapore Grand Prix replica. So yeah, a little bit of a weird one this evening. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks, of course, to the drivers, and thanks to Travis and Elmo for boosting the grid a bit.
So I'll jump in just right before we grid up, because I think we're about to go, Pete. We actually have 9 drivers on the grid.
All right.
Yeah, we've had a few people jump in who are who haven't signed up, but of course the shout went out to the MRC community, just letting them all know that we're running a non-championship round, so everyone else is allowed to join, and a few people have taken up that invite and have joined the grid today. There we go. So drivers just going to be gridding up in the background here. Going to have that brought live to everyone shortly. We're doing a formation lap to start with before the actual race. So just drivers pulling away now for that formation lap, and we're going to be moving then to our grid up and then race start.
We are indeed. Thank you for that, Tom. We have drivers moving around now for the formation lap, and yeah, we're going to have a bit of fun here.
Yeah, the drivers just getting some heat into these tyres, of course. I think everyone sort of agreed they were going to be running 80% fuel, so everyone's on the same sort of fuel, because that will make 21 laps. So we'll do the formation lap and then the actual race. So everyone's running 80% fuel, and then tyres, I think they have their own unique strategies for that, but I'm pretty sure the fuel is a very much mutual decision on that one.
Indeed it is. Travis, how's the warm-up lap going? Is it going well?
Good. Going to heat up the tires here. Big burnout, and yeah, so far feels pretty good.
What's your strategy this race, Travis? I know you've clearly done a lot of practice, or not, but what's your plan here?
Yeah, so my plan here is go flat out for 20 laps. I'm on R3s, no secrets here. Not that you couldn't figure that out yourself. And yeah, I know I'm quicker than everyone else behind me because well, the guys who were quicker aren't here. Imran is really quick. I think he's going to have the better of me in the race, but otherwise, I feel like if he makes a mistake, I got a shot at a P1 here. If I can just keep the car pointed the right direction, I'll get a good finish.
Revolutionary strategy there, Travis. Of course, this is Singapore, though, and it does have a nasty habit of you turning in too soon and catching the inside barriers. A few people have done that, of course, in practice. So that is one of the main obstacles we're going to be seeing. Of course, we saw all sorts of excitement going into and under the bridge at the back end of the track. Through the little tunnel section, we saw all sorts of excitement there in E-Challenge. So whether we're going to have that sort of thing pop up again here is yet to be seen. But I'd expect something to go on under the bridge here.
I think this is the first time that a commentator on Sim Broadcast has been driving in the race since the very beginning of Sim Broadcast in 2020. So yeah, Travis, have fun.
Yeah, I will. I did commentary from the cockpit in the 6-hour turbo race, but that was somewhat less stressful than this one. The concentration required plus all the activity in the background is definitely going to make this a challenge. So I'll do my best, try to put on a show. Thanks, fellas.
Should be fun. Tom, the cars are coming to the grid, of course. There we go. And yeah, we are almost ready for a race.
Yeah, Travis managing to hit his pit box nicely there. First time he's done that in a long time. So good to see him not make that mistake. So that's very well done for Travis. To see the rest of the grids there falling in behind. I believe that is Adam Brown on the grid as well. Our other Sim Broadcast colleague has joined in this race event as well. Of course, he's normally a championship contender here.
Right.
There we go. Just got the 5-second call here. Red light's going to start coming on any second now. Just waiting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. They're holding. The revs are building. The anticipation is there. There's a long hold, and Santos has jumped the start. Travis has had a medium sort of start. Imran Mazar is doing quite well off the line. Travis holding the inside line, going almost defensive. Everyone's so far holding positions, nothing too scrappy further back. But of course, Santos did have that horrendous jump start there, so that's not going to work well for him at all. But everyone getting away quite cleanly as far as I've seen. I haven't seen any issues happening, and now it's just everyone's going to be on these colder tyres. Will they be able to get their slots? Are they going to push too hard? It's all up to be seen, Pete.
It is indeed. Thank you very much, Tom. Azar, perfect start as we see from him all season long so far. He's had a pretty good start to the season and currently leading as we have a bit of contact. We've got Cox here being pushed in the rear a little bit by Rafael Costa as he weaves his way through turns 6 and 7 and down this short run. The field's already strung out quite a bit here, and Azar, well, he's got a slight advantage already.
Travis, if you're there and you got a second when we get to this next straight, let us know, how did you find the start there in your first couple of corners? How's this lap gone so far?
Car feels really good. Lots of understeer early on with the cold tires. They get really cold on the formation lap, which I had kind of forgotten. And then I thought I had jumped the start when I heard the shouts about jumping the start, but thankfully it wasn't me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't you. I can also point out, Travis, that you haven't verified your LFS username in the Simbroadcast supporter Discord. Just FYI. Anyway, apart from that, let's move on to the beginning.
Sorry, I was about to exclaim that Imran was timing out, but he's still there. So carry on, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you're not leading yet.
Meanwhile, behind Travis, Cox is making all sorts of mistakes. He's been incredibly scrappy under the pressure of Costa there. So Costa's really trying to look to make a move as he runs. He has a horrendous run through the final corner, and Cox seems to nail it, which is leaving Costa all sorts of open to Santos, who wants to try and make some moves. But of course, getting those braking zones for turn 1 is very important. As Santos behind him makes a bit of a mistake, which is really providing quite a bit of action here with the group in the group position for third place, as I believe Pedro Vitor has just received a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I'm a bit unsure as in why he's in the pit lane. We must have missed that, but I wonder if anyone else has got the info on that one.
I don't think anybody in here is going to have any info on that for you today, Thomas. Everyone in here is either me and you or driving. So it's hard for us to kind of keep an eye on all that stuff. Everyone, however, is using R3s thanks to that new graphic that we've got on the screen there. So we can confirm that, Tom.
We can indeed, Pete. I wonder, is Elmo available for a quick message? Oh, we've seen someone. I do not know who that is. But he's not going 136 miles an hour. He's stationary on the runoff there.
Yeah, that's Born to Race 136 miles per hour, a late joiner, just joining in for the fun of it. Why not? Non-championship event after all. Having a lot of difficulty, Tom, on the runoffs.
Yeah, he looks like he's hugged the wall a bit too much because his nose is very, very short there. There's real action here with this group fighting for third place. Costa is sort of in a sandwich here. He isn't really able to attack Cox behind, but Santos is really looking to make some sort of moves on him behind. We are also looking at a possibility of Santos going to get a penalty for his drive-through, jump start, sorry. I'll be surprised if he gets away with nothing on that one.
Well, the entirety of Race Control has just joined the commentary box, Tom, so you can ask them yourself.
Wonderful. Race Control. Here we go. The start of the race. Santos with his jump start. Is he going to be getting a penalty for that one?
We're going to be discussing that.
Jonathan Palmer, hello. Jonathan Provost, hello. And safety car Stuart Baker, hello.
Hello.
Riding aboard with Santos, who's that? He's getting out of the way of.
Alan Terzic and Nico Pantola are going to be joining late. They missed the start bell.
Cool. So we actually end up with quite a large grid of drivers thrown together, and at the very, very last minute, I was drafted in for commentary about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, Alan Terzic, of course, was meant to be racing this round. Of course, when it looked like it wasn't going to be going ahead, I think he sort of bailed out and went to do other things. And then when the call came that it was going to be non-championship, he's turned up again, of course. Probably doing those other things has meant he is delayed, but thankfully they're not holding up the people fighting for third position. Of course, we know Alan is very quick and he does have pace and potential to sort of challenge for wins here. So it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do from 2 laps down today. I'm going to imagine not much.
Yeah, it says 3 laps down on my timing tower, but I guess we'll see if that updates. There is no. I don't think there is a mandatory tyre change required in this one, Tom. I think drivers.
There is not. That rule was suspended.
There we go. So from the horse's mouth. Sorry for that comparison, Deco, but
I'm insulted.
It's an insult to horses.
I think on that note, Travis should be given a drive-through penalty simply for Pete insulting through race control. Personal opinion, you never know.
Yeah,
I don't like that at all.
All the sim broadcast drivers get penalties for stuff we say, Tom.
If that's the rule, then we should change the rating of this stream.
Provost, what would you, as a clerk of the course in the UK, think of somebody trying to influence your giving of penalties?
If it's a bribe and it's enough money, I'll take it.
There we go. Oh, wonderful statement right from race control there.
Jonathan Provost, who doesn't work for Motorsport Division.
I don't.
There's no one official here. It's okay.
He doesn't anymore.
Anymore, no. But Travis is now, we're 4 laps into the race. Lap 4, 3 laps. Travis has managed to drop just under 6 seconds back from Imran Mazar. So Imran really, once again, showing that he does have the pace and is really pulling away an advantage. And then Travis has actually managed to build quite a comfortable barrier back to Cox, who's had a weak run out the corner. Costas moves to the inside, brakes. Well, slight contact, but both drivers got through there okay. Nobody in the barriers too much, but Cox is, of course, vulnerable into and compromised into this lower section. But, of course, only the one line through here, and very few drivers are brave enough to try and attempt anything. So he survives to live another day, but, of course, it's just a reminder for him. Any slight mistake, and Costa is right there to try and take advantage of it. And if the two of them come too much together, then Santos, very hard on the brakes there. Costa nearly oozing on the brakes, but we're still trying to harry the back of Cox, with Santos just sat behind, looking to take up any advantages possible. Cox has gone a little bit slower than Costa was expecting, and they did make contact, but both drivers got away. Okay, Pete, do take over.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't think I could call it any better than you just did, Tom, but Costa is getting very, very familiar with the back end of Cox's Formula BMW, as he has been pretty much since the green light. This is pretty much the only contact there's been on circuit, and it's been between these two the whole time, as Costa will have to try and find the run or a route around Cox in any other way other than driving through him. Can't go over it, can't go under it, got to go through it, Tom.
Yeah, that is, of course, the Max Verstappen technique of overtaking. So someone's gone horribly wrong, and it's
136 again.
Yeah, 136 again. No idea who that driver's name is. I'd really like to find out so we can call it a bit better. But Imran Mazar there, obviously leading the way, just absolutely miles clear of Travis Mehlinger here in second place.
Who's this guy? Who is it?
Who is this Travis, and why isn't he in the commentary box?
Well, I'm driving a car today to fill out the grid, and let me tell you, I've thought a few times that I might jump in and have a few words to say, but this track requires just such intense concentration that I don't feel like I can get a word in competently edgewise. I know, like, talking to you now, I'm definitely giving up some pace. It is a very challenging but super rewarding circuit.
Fortunately, Travis, you live in quite the no man's land at the minute. You're about a second or two a lap faster than the cars behind, and you're about a second or two a lap slower than the car ahead. So you're quite fine in the position you're at. So I think what we should do at the start of the next lap, you should talk us through an entire lap. We're right on board, and you can run us through your braking points and
I'll do it. I'll do my best anyway.
Yeah, there we go. Jumping back on board from Cox back to Costa there, as Costa's just all over him, not giving him any opportunity to really get a breather, and he's really looking to sort of make any sort of movement ahead. He can't dive to make any overtakes in places like this because he just doesn't have the room. There's not the speed differential, but he needs to try and force Cox offline and then try and make a move from there. I believe Travis should be coming around on the start-finish line now, so Travis, you should take us away for that.
Yes, indeed. Across the line in 6th gear. Going to drop down to 3. Well, I went down to 2nd by mistake there, but down to 3 for that right-hander. Down to 2nd for this corner. Want to run the car out to the wall. Use the traction control to build the power. Now up through the gears. 4th, 5th. I'm going to jump on the brakes just past the 100-meter board. Lots of downforce here. It's a deceptively quick corner. Plenty of downforce helping the car get around in 3rd gear. Up to 4th, 5th, 6th. We're not going to use 7th here because the car just isn't quite fast enough. Plenty of downforce. Going to brake at the 100-meter board all the way down 3 gears into 3rd. Slightly missed the apex. The rear of the car wants to come around up to 4th, and then right before the 50 all the way down to 1st gear. Keep it tight to the wall here. Let the traction control build the power. Going to go up to 3rd, and then kind of deceptively late apex here. You want to use lots of power on the way out, all the way out to the wall, and here you can brake really late at the 50-meter board, pitch the car in 3rd gear, and then don't want to run it all the way out to the wall because we want to keep it nice and tight for this 2nd gear right-hander. Just touch the curb, up to 3rd early to prevent the wheel spin, over the bridge, narrowest part of the circuit, right into fourth gear, back down to first, keep the car nice and tight for the hairpin, run it out to the wall, again, letting the traction control do the work. Getting a little bit too high in the revs there, all the way up to sixth gear before we brake again at the 100-meter board, down to second gear, turned in kind of late so we can get on the power nice and early, open up the steering, run the car out wide, and here under a couple gantries, tricky braking here because you're turning left while you're braking to go right. Keep it nice and tight so we can open up this corner in third gear, run it all the way out to the wall, full power, letting the traction control do the work, down to second gear. Easy to touch the wall here, though I went plenty wide that time, just a lift to get the car to turn in, fully on the power, into third, back down to second. Nice and tight here so we can open up the third gear right-hander, and now I'm full throttle all the way up until the 50-meter board. I'm gonna go up to fifth, dab the brakes, jab the shifter down to fourth gear, back up into fifth, and then across the line, and this will be an okay lap, 52.93. I'm happy with that while I was talking.
Not great, not terrible.
Seemed better, honestly.
Honestly, it's, yeah, I mean, 49.74 from Imran. It's just, Travis, you're doing a good job there in second place. It's you're a good podium filler for us, and running the sim broadcast banner well. We will say you're I think you'll find the seat much more comfortable here in the commentary box, which I'm sure we'll bring you back in for next time round. But there we go. See
I've
Travis
got news.
Oh, go on.
Well, Elmo just overtook 136 for, I think that was a blue flag.
That was a lap. Yeah.
Elmo's actually going quite well for saying he was terrible before the race started.
Elmo's just said his first words on our channel while we've been live, and you spoke
That is
over
not
him.
the first words on our channel.
It's the first words. In my memory. Anyway, welcome to the commentary box. Christopher McElroy. We're going to do your onboard lap. I'm kidding. With commentary in a minute.
Now, I do want to mention something about that jump start from car 10. That is unequivocally the second best jump start in NDR history. The best one was in Alpha's kart at Kyoto GP Long. Way back in, I think it was 2009.
Sorry to jump in there. We've just had an overtake for second position of the race. Costa has done a fantastic move. He pressured Cox. Cox made a few mistakes into the slower section and just got his braking point horribly wrong for the really slow hairpin. Ran really wide. Costa sent it up the inside, got the position done, and we're now going to look to build a gap away from the two behind. Sorry.
Yeah, I take exception to your call there, Tom, because I am in second position. Thank you very much.
Third place.
Tom can't count to three.
Sorry. I keep forgetting there's a weird person in the sim broadcast car in second.
Carry on, Deco. Your story was fascinating.
So I think it was Jesse Telkola did this jump start. He was fourth on the grid, and it was a situation like this with the app holds between 3 and 7 seconds on all 5 red lights, so it was another long hold. He just lets the clutch out and goes. Car 10 today, Santos, he actually slows down and gives up any advantage he had. But Telkola did this jump start, I think it was 2010, and he just blows past the front row and gets about a 15-second head start, and was rewarded handsomely with a stop-go penalty. But Provost, definitely check your Discord for me real quick. But yeah, that was actually that is Telkola's from Elf's Kart is the standard of excellent jump start that gets immediately met with a penalty.
See, that sounds very familiar to a real-life racing story a friend of mine told me about when he was in his karting days. He was on the grid racing about...
you might want to stop,
racing.
Tom, because Race Control's just given Deco a drive-through for having a boring story, so
yeah, it's,
you might get one as well if you're not careful, so make it interesting.
Well, it is interesting, don't you worry. A good friend of mine in his karting days, when he used to race against George Russell, he somehow pulled out a fourth position qualifying slot, and the guy in second's engine broke on the formation lap. So the other guy in first looked over to him, waved him forward to come join him as they came onto the start-finish straight. So instead of just joining him and pootering along to the start-finish line, he gunned the throttle, went all the way into the lead, built a massive gap, turned around and thought, oh, I'm doing really well here, just to be black flagged for having a horrendous jump start. To which his dad said to him after the race, I don't know about you, but at the end of the first lap, you had a hell of a lead. Didn't last, but he did very well off the start.
Oh, you finished. Okay. Yep. Good story. Thanks for that one, Tom. Travis, what did you make of that story? I don't know if you were focusing, but yeah, it's
drive-through penalty. That's my vote.
There we go. From the horse's mouth himself, Travis has asked for a drive-through penalty.
No, a drive-through penalty for Tom.
Yes, but remember, penalties for us get passed on to our drivers in the race. Race controller giving you a warning for that, Tom. Anyway.
We have a car upside down.
Do we?
Oh, safety car.
If there's a car upside down. If there is a
Safety
car
car
upside
boards and flags. Safety car boards and flags.
That's,
Ooh, boy.
Speed
Okay.
meter is in the last sector, so just hang at the end of turn 1.
Yeah, I
Travis.
just passed that stricken car that was 136 miles per hour upside down before the hairpin at the very back of the circuit. Let me tell you how grateful I am for a safety car here, because driving around this circuit is just such an immense amount of work. I don't think I've ever concentrated on anything so hard in my life, trying to listen to you guys to get as much information as I can while also driving the car. I have found a little bit of pace too. I've gotten down to 50.2, so I think bunching up here, Imran's really quick, but I'm feeling more confident.
Travis,
Maybe
this is your crew
maybe I
chief.
got a shot.
Travis, this is your crew chief. Dive into the pit lane and change onto R2s and push
Just-
to the end. It's only going to be about 12 laps. Do it. It will work. Do
You
it.
you aren't my crew chief. You're a Ferrari crew chief. I'm going past the pit entrance.
Ooh, shade. Shade.
What a very there we go. Once again, it's showing he's not a great teammate as he is. Well, many times Travis and I have raced together, and he's wrote the car off every single time. Never me. I never wrote the car off. Travis.
Tom, you're a fantastic commentator, but your race strategy calls are not fantastic, so your driver is angry at you.
Well,
Chris
I'm
hasn't had
not
any driver
angry, just
tutoring
disappointed.
today.
Look, at the end of the day, it's his job to make my strategies work.
Tom, what can Chris do to improve on this 1 minute 22 deficit he's currently got?
He should definitely put on some R2s. And drive faster would be the strategy. If I was, as they said to Jolyon Palmer, you just need to go faster. The car needs it.
Chris, do you have a rebuttal for Tom? He's
That's
so
right.
sick of you.
Not enough fingers to reach the button around there.
So Chris wants more fingers. It's not something we can help with, I'm afraid. Oh well.
I have to say, it was very impressive watching Travis hit the wall while under the safety car. That was quite good a little bit ago. So,
I think that was a little bit of netcode, Tom, because I was nowhere near the wall. However, whoever this driver is behind me, I can't see the name in the mirror right now. Rafael Costa nearly got into the back of me there, so that was a little exciting.
So Stuart, how many laps do you fancy doing? How long do you want to be race leader for? Stuart's sick of us as well.
No, it's
Ooh, guys, Imran Azar in the wall out of this corner. I'm right behind him
Wave
now.
around
That is
will be
Janusz
happening, so be careful.
Petschka went and passed him. I believe that's actually Nico Pantola.
Nico, yeah.
yeah, but you know, if Imran crashes under safety car, it's a solid Travis sort of move. That. So Travis,
Nico is not on our timing tower, so give me 1 second.
So Travis, coming up now with the race restart coming up in a few laps time. What's your plan? What we're going
I'll
with?
spec him when you're ready.
I guess my plan is to go as hard as I can. It's so hard to keep temperature in the tires. Like, now I understand the complaints because it's so challenging to keep heat in when the car relies so much on the downforce to, put the friction into the tires necessary to actually warm them up. Imran was clearly much, much better on cold tires than I was at the start of the race. I had to build a little bit of confidence. I had done the practice yesterday, but I didn't do like an aggressive race run from a standing start. So he's definitely got an advantage here, but I feel like I'm bringing the pace up. And whereas I've seen him make at least one mistake, I haven't made any. So I think I still got a chance here. He's definitely got me on pace, but I'm going to give it all I got.
Have you considered putting him into the wall? Not that I'd ever suggest this as a racing strategy, but with Travis here already definitely going to be getting the drive-through for not registering for the race and then turning up and racing anyway. It might be viable.
I mean, I suppose I could. I wouldn't want to do that to Imran. That is a decidedly Tom Jones move, and I'm really hoping for a reprieve from the officials here, given that it's a non-championship race.
No.
See, a Tom Jones move would be to crash yourself and ruin the thing from the lead. You're not in the lead, so it's not a me move.
We have 9 drivers.
Fair enough.
2 of which are. Well, how many of which now are joining us non-championship? 2.
I'd say, if we take into account our commentators, then we've got, I think, minus 136 who rolled it. There was 4 people on the grid who were here non-championship.
I think it's Nico as well. Is also not in the championship.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nico didn't sign up. Travis didn't sign up. Elwood didn't sign up, and so that was it.
Adam Brown has signed up, but he had to have it be non-championship to turn up, apparently.
Ooh.
Oh, shame.
Well, I don't disagree. Here he is on the stream. Only turns up when there's no points on offer, because there's no pressure, because he's a pussy.
He is a pointless driver.
And apparently I've forgotten how to drive.
Don't worry, Albert, it's been a while
turned
since you've...
into Pastor Maldonado for this one.
And at the end of the next lap, Stu.
If you're tuned in and wondering what on earth you're hearing, this round 3 of MRC's BF1 League, has been declared non-championship due to a low turnout, and we've filled the grid with all of our commentary team, apparently.
Yeah, next time this happens, Pete and I will also join the grid.
Hell nah.
Imran there going for a fantastic drift through turn 1 behind the safety car. We do also have the fact, of course, as you heard over the radio there, safety car in this lap. So this is Travis's opportunity to, as I was about to say, turn the traction control off and wind those tyres up, get some good amount of heat back in there, and really sort of lock the front brakes as well to get the heat into the front of them. I know he's not skilled enough to do the sort of drift through the corner like Imran did there, so he can't do that one. But hey ho, further back we do have line astern 2 sim broadcast cars, Chris McElroy and Adam Brown, nose to tail. It's going to be interesting to see who's able to come out on top on that battle. My money is on the safety car.
Chris has given me a load of different cameras to use for this round, so I'm going to ask him which ones I should be using as he goes around the lap. Chris, choose me some camera angles for the end of the lap, because I have no idea.
Where are we?
Yep.
East
That's
1.
my problem.
Just about
East
here.
1, I have no idea which one that is. Let's try it.
Neither do I.
Not that one.
I gave you the description.
No, it's this one. There we go.
Safety car
No,
lights
it's not.
out.
Is it not? Okay.
Nope. It's high up.
That was quite high up.
Safety car lights are out. Leader may gap the safety car.
Yeah, we normally go through all this sort of stuff and preparation and planning during the this time before the stream's live, so we make sure of this. But of course, with the fact this became non-championship, it was very much a case of sorting out rather quickly. Pete only found out when he joined, shortly before the we were meant to go live, that it was non-championship. So we didn't quite have the time to do all the camera preparation. And of course, being Singapore with its exorbitant amount of corners, we also have an exorbitant camera list. So that's that one.
To be fair, the cameras are all there. I'm just a bit otherwise engaged with telling Pete what to use.
Yeah, no worries. I think also one thing I've noticed here is that Travis definitely isn't keeping to the distance to the car ahead in the rule.
Is he not?
No. He was comfortably about half a mile behind Imran for half of this lap at least. And nearly caught Costa out a few times. Well, here we go, coming up to the race restart. Costa, Inram, has just gone from the corner before. Travis has run wide off the track.
Green.
All the way past the rumple strips, leaving himself very vulnerable, which is just let Inram drive away. Costa now looking to make an opportunity. Turn 1, drives into the back of Travis. Travis managing to just somehow hold on to it, but it does the damage. He gets a little bit of a gap now. Some people did run slightly wide through turn 1 there, didn't quite see who it was, but no harm, no foul, as you'd say. Elmo has been, I believe, overtaken by Adam. Yes, he had. And Adam is really now looking to charge up. He's right on the back of Santos. Adam think Chris now is making a move back on Adam. I need to double check. Yes, both sim broadcast cars side by side. Who's going to give? I don't think either of them. And there you go. Elmo swoops around the outside, over the bump, into the wall, but still just ahead and has the inside line. Oh, cuts across the front of Adam. Adam having to do well to hold it off. Oh, he's swerving across, trying to wipe him out again. It's a very feisty battle here between the two sim broadcast cars.
I'm
Very
impressed.
much reminds me of watching Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon. Of course, the better driver will, of course, slide on through, and there goes Adam. Of course, same like watching Esteban Ocon. Let's see if we can not watch some Force Indias take each other out with our sim broadcast cars, as Elmo there has sat into, I believe, 6th position, and Elmo and Adam now driving ahead slightly away. Swapping to the front now, Imran Mazar has pulled about a minute to Travis. It's just been 4 corners. Travis, what's going on?
Didn't expect. I covered off the inside in turn 1 and didn't expect Raphael to brake so late and then go right under the rear of my car. I think it's okay, but it feels there's lots of understeer, which I think is just owing to cold tires. But I'm afraid I got toe out of alignment, so I'm gonna just make the most of this in the last 7 laps of the race.
We can tell who practiced and who didn't between the top 2.
Yeah, you can definitely tell who's practiced and who didn't. And
That's
I think
harsh. That's
it also
harsh.
comes into whose ability and who should be in the commentary box as well. So, hey ho.
Well, let's give Travis some credit. He
Yeah,
decided he was
Travis
going to
actually
drive.
was quite high up the timesheet in area, so and it's all in good-natured fun for Travis.
Yeah, I of course
He's a good
would
sport.
lay into Travis a lot. I did warn him beforehand if he was driving, I would lay into him a lot, and he more than okayed it. I'm pretty sure. To be fair, I wasn't really listening to his replies.
I
And
thought
at
if they
least-
didn't.
And
Oh,
just at least
Cox there diving to the outside, making the move on around the outside of Costa. Costa's just had to drop back, but Costa not just
they've
run
both gone
wide.
off.
He'd hit the barrier. Both of them have gone too deep in the corner, and Cox there holding that, gaining that 3rd place position. That Costa made some valiant moves for earlier. Santos is there, sending them on the
there's a
inside. They
kill.
climb, and there goes Costa spinning out, and Santos has dived up the inside.
car upside
If Santos doesn't get a drive-through penalty for his actions earlier, he's gonna get an ABC or something there. And I think Costa now has even slipped behind Elmo, maybe, or at least Adam.
Slow car sector 2.
That's
Yeah,
Adam
let's
Brown
watch
going
him.
very slowly. That was Chris.
Oh,
Adam's got
Adam's-
proper damage. Proper damage now.
Adam looks like he's absolutely biffed that front left, and it's in the fashion of a 1940s, 1950s F1 car where they thought positive
driver,
camera
stand
was,
by
of
for
course,
virtual
the way
safety
to
car.
go. There we go. We're hearing there from race control. We're going to VSC very shortly as Adam is just sort of limping that car back round.
in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. VSC. Slow car recovering to the pit lane.
It's a lot
There
of
we go.
numbers, Deco. You sure
Well,
you're
at least I
feeling
can count
alright?
higher than Tom.
Yeah.
What do you mean count higher than me?
And I must point out to Travis'
And it was
benefit,
backwards.
at least between the two, between he and Tom, at least Travis is brave enough to try the car.
Ooh, I am.
But one of us had to. Well, let's be real here. If I wanted a mic that's of decent quality
get it out,
to
Tom.
commentate, then it'll have to be my boom mic, which would then pick up all of my pedals and all my buttons, and it'd be like listening to Travis before we went live. It was horrendous.
These sound like
I
excuses.
only have my VR set up to do simming, which I could
excuses.
do, but the mic on
I'm
that isn't
u- I'm
particularly
used to
great,
this.
and I didn't want
Almost,
to.
I should have
hurt
had you
our-
chase
our
Adam to help
listeners.
him if you needed it.
Ow.
He's fine. He can drive at this speed.
There you go. Once again, Travis has missed the perfect opportunity to get in and change onto his R2s, considering there's only 5 laps left of this race now, and we've probably got another half a
Well,
lap.
How-
Travis,
how is-
safety car.
So, Travis, now that you've actually experienced the VSC procedure as a driver and not a commentator, what do you think of it?
It is remarkably uncomplicated, and I don't know how it gets messed up so often.
It isn't over yet, to be fair, Travis. So give it a sec, mate. Yeah, Adam has really ruined that car.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
I'm kind of wondering how he managed the wheels to be pointing in all different directions.
All
and
drivers
angles.
stand by for VSC to end. Stand by.
Travis, the VSC is ending.
Yep, I'm ready for it.
Elmo, the VSC
Deco
is
is
ending.
going to
Green
count down
flag.
from...
Green
Oh,
flag.
there was no
Go,
countdown.
Elmo, go! Don't get overtaken by Costa. You're in a great position here. He has, he biffed the wall earlier. There we go. Great exit from Elmo. As he looks to go defense and hold that 5th position. Believe it or not, after starting proud with 30 seconds off the pace, he is now all the way up into 5th position, doing a fantastic dog.
Oh, what's he done? He's in the wall. Tom, you've hyped him too much, and he's lost the position. No, he hasn't. He's kept the position just. Oh, he's.
Sorry, I couldn't commentate.
Chris, talk us through it, mate, because I've got no words anymore. Neither's he, Tom. You take your breather.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, I'll take over. I've got Imran Azar in sight, so I don't know where he lost some time, but I'm still not giving up. He's just gone around this corner, whose number I do not know, but he's definitely lost a little bit of time, so I don't know what went wrong. I think I may have caught up a little bit under the VSC.
Now.
I ran the line as quickly as I could around the circuit to shorten it. I wonder if maybe he bumped the wall or something like that, but
Anyway, I've just noticed Elmo has unmuted his mic, so should be ready to provide us some high-quality insights into
I think he's accidentally unmuting his mic, judging by how he's driving that car, Tom. So give him a moment. But oh my god, I've seen this on F1. I've seen this on the actual F1. This sort of driving. So yeah.
I think I'd got confused with the mic button at some point. It was backwards.
Well, you're here now, Elmo. Talk us through what.
And something's just fallen off.
Technical difficulties.
Elmo,
there
you
for
looked like it was all going so well, and then it looked like you just totally forgot which button was the brake, which pedal was the brake, and you decided not to use them.
I nearly had a box fall on me. So, yeah.
So, to rethink your shelving strategy.
Elmo,
I didn't lose
need
anything.
to know
Fine.
what happened at the end of the long straight. You just went straight into the wall.
Brakes, cold tires, and I still don't know how to slow this car down. I've forgotten.
The general advice is to normally brake before the apex.
Top quality racing advice there from Tom Jones, as we see Rafael Costa in P5.
Is that what I've been doing wrong my entire racing career?
Only you can answer that. Every time I turn the camera to Chris, there's a new rubber mark on the walls. Oh. Except on the exit of that apex.
He's on the exit of that. Yeah, he's doing a good job though. To be fair, he's on the grid, and that's more than we can say about a lot of people who signed up and said they were going to do it.
Oh, we have a driver on R2s, Tom. It's Nico Pantola for the last 4 laps.
Once again, Travis really should have done that during one of the many safety car opportunities he's had, but he's let us down. He's let the team down. He's let the side down, and he's let me down. Really, so it's quite disappointing. We'll be having a conversation after this.
I'd argue with you, but I'm pushing as hard as I can to try to catch Imran here, and I definitely have something out of alignment at the rear of the car because it doesn't quite turn in like it did before I had that impact with Rafael Costa, but I'm managing okay. I'm happy with the result so far.
Yeah, you're doing well, but I think what you're lacking at the rear of the car is something called ability. We know it doesn't bless many of us with much, and it clearly isn't blessing you too much. It's Imran Azar there. It's just done the fastest lap of the race with a 1:48.88. Travis, do you think you're going to be able to get anywhere near that, considering your best lap is a 1:50.2 and your last lap was a 1:51.4?
Yeah, I think I can if I string a few together here, but it's really tough. The car isn't quite right. He's got so much more experience working the harder compound to find that pace, and I just do not.
Message from race control, yeah. Car forward.
Poor strategy decision. It's got drive-through penalty. We knew it would be coming, and there it is. He's going to have to pit to serve that one.
Actually, it's going to have to be applied at the end of the race. It's too close to the end of the race.
There we go. We'll give him a minute penalty just to make it fair.
Well, Travis has got some work to do because Igor Santos is actually on a mission. 1.6 seconds. So, Travis, which step of the podium are you going to be polishing the seat for?
Now I will concentrate.
Yeah, focus. Only got 3 laps to go. So might as well.
Pete, can you just double check, is Alan Terzic on track? Because he's not on the timing tower.
No,
Alan Terzic has not been on the track for a long time.
Left.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go then. That's why someone asked in the stream chat if Alan Terzic was there, and I couldn't remember. I hadn't seen him for a while, so that was why I just wanted to double check that one.
He gone.
He and Nico joined about the same time. Alan didn't last very long. Why, I don't know.
Yeah, have to check. Race control. Any further update whether Santos is going to get any sort of penalty for him skipping 3 drivers in there? off the race start.
It has been deferred to a post-race decision.
Is that whether he overtakes Travis or not, or?
Sorry, Stewie's got feet up, so I'll do it later.
It's the stewarding team have also declared this a non-championship event.
Hey, I'm the race director. I'm not a steward.
Travis has just made himself vulnerable to Santos behind. Typical Travis move. Just leaves the door wide open. He's going to have to send it back up the inside, but he just doesn't do it because it's just disappointing, really, there, Travis. So once again, down into third place, getting in the bronze medal.
That's the first time he's been in third this race, isn't it?
Oh, we can digress on from that one.
Rebuttal time, Travis.
I have none.
Oh.
Santos is faster
Travis
than you.
only did
Try
16 laps
faster.
of practice before the race.
Well, fair play for joining in.
You know, I must to be serious for a second. Next round is in a week's time.
Yeah.
At Aston Grand Prix Reversed, and then June 11th is the last round. So you know the schedule was. Yeah, I will admit that the schedule was a bit awkward, but it's a very good set of tracks for this car, and there were some concerns about using the reverse directions on a lot of tracks, but West Hill going the other way around was actually really challenging because it was fast in, slow out, so you had a lot of braking and turning, and it was a challenge. So I'm hoping we can get at least a dozen cars these last two rounds, because the racing in the first two rounds, and in this round, even non-championship, has been actually quite phenomenal.
Indeed.
It always is with this series. It always tends to bring out some fantastic racing, and it'll be nice to see if Travis can find some sort of speed to attack back onto Santos. Would be an interesting one to see.
Yeah, so you should definitely join us for round 4, which hopefully will be declared a championship event, which is going to be taking place at Aston Grand Prix Reversed, which is an absolute cracker in this car.
There's still plenty of time to sign up and register, and then get your practice in ready for it. It's a classic available track here on LFS, so just jump in and join. You should have no problems doing that.
Well, we've got a battle to the finish here for P2 between Igor Santos, number 10, a championship driver, and Travis Mehlinger.
Azar has some traffic to deal with Nick and Pantola.
Right. Good stuff. He's currently got a 13.3 second lead and can probably cruise behind Nico to the end. But I want to watch this because Travis looks fired up. Travis, go for it, man. Let's see what you can do on Igor.
Yeah, Travis, talk us through your plan to attack him.
I don't think he wants to talk through it now.
Oh, Santos has run wide, leaving Travis with a great opportunity out the corner. He turns off the track control mostly, but doesn't seem to get any sort of exit at all, and Santos is able to pull away down the straight. Not really have an opportunity to attack into turn 14-ish here. Turn 14, yeah. There we go. It just needs to sit on there because we know Santos will make mistakes if Travis is able to apply the pressure correctly. He's made a few little mistakes earlier, so Travis has got a lap and sort of 4 or 5 corners to really make the most of this. Santos was not expecting this pressure from Travis, I don't think. I think he was expecting to be able to just sort of drive away and enjoy the fruits of his labour, but he's able to carry a little bit more speed out the corners than Travis is, so Travis is really going to have to struggle there. He's going to need a good run through the final corner here if he wants to have a chance this lap, and he's done quite well, but Santos has done it well as well, so he's not really going to gain any benefit. He's going to use all the slipstream. 4 attempts is all that separates them. So Travis, 1 qualifying lap here from you. Oh, and it looked like he was going to try and send it up the inside of Santos, but that's of course compromised him out of turn 3 there, and he's going to be almost kicking himself because he's really the best overtaking opportunity of the track. He's absolutely miles behind on. Travis has let himself down, let the opportunity almost slip away here, but it's going to need to be absolutely on it to try and find any time available to try and look for the move into the hairpin. I think is realistically his next real opportunity. Pete, what's your thoughts?
I have none. What I do think is that Azara's driven a perfect race. So far, he's opened up a gap of almost 15 seconds since the virtual safety car and the safety car period, and is approaching the final couple of corners to go on to likely victory in this round 3, a non-championship event, due to the low attendance that we had at the beginning of today's event. So yeah, Imran Azar, the number 5, weaving his way through the final couple of corners. Under the bridge he goes here, under the grandstand. at Singapore. A fantastic layout that's been put together by Michael Malik and the MRC team.
Nova gave a little bit of help to the layout
And
too.
Nova too. Did those changes get implemented by Nova?
Some of them, yeah, he did some of the curbs at some of the corner apexes.
Across the line, Tom, comes
There we
Imran
go.
Azar.
Imran Azar wins the non-championship round here at Singapore, with of course Travis here right behind Santos, but Travis really threw the opportunity away through making some silly mistakes earlier on the sort of final lap, and it just let Santos pull away a bit of a margin to cross the line in second. But I'm sure if the stewards do decide to do anything with this race, Santos probably won't keep that position. Travis, a fantastic job there from practicing earlier to podium today, so it's a great effort there, Travis.
Thank
Good
you.
effort, Travis.
Hats off to Igor. I didn't know he was coming up behind me. I was trying to manage cold tires. I finally adjusted to the car. It's definitely a little bit off, but I finally adjusted to feel comfortable with it, and he just had a little bit more pace. And then by the time I had it figured out, I think I was just quick enough to run faster than he was, but I'm definitely carrying more downforce. I couldn't pull him even in the slipstream here. So all he had to do was defend the position, and then it was his. So well done by him to catch me and get by. It was just a little too late for me, but I'm pretty happy with that. About 20 or 30 laps of practice yesterday, and then ran some qualifying laps that didn't matter. And man, this combination is so much fun. I'm really bummed that more people didn't turn out, because it is challenging, but it is so rewarding.
So what we're hearing is that you should have taken my advice and changed onto R2s when the safety car came out. Well done, thank you. Noted.
You know, that I don't know if that would have worked out, but it would have made it a lot more interesting. Definitely a lot more grip. I'm gonna give you. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I will give you the benefit of the doubt here and suggest that maybe it would have been worth it to come in.
Exactly. It wasn't Ferrari strategy. It was Galaxy brain ideas.
Yes, exactly.
You should know that from Tom's commentary predictions, Travis. Tom's usually right. Usually.
Yeah, he does.
When it comes to crashing, anyway.
That is fair. That is fair. Chris, congrats on P6. Congrats to Rafael Costa on P5. Cox in P4. And we're watching Azar weaving his way around the track to head into the pit lane and up onto the podium that we've got here. Chris, do we have a podium cam today?
No, because I didn't see it.
Is there a podium?
Start-finish line today.
Oh, it's start-finish. So Azar needs to come back out onto the circuit. Normally these are questions I'd be asking Chris, but seeing as he's...
Technically there are 2 podium cams, but they're where the Formula E podium was, and there's nothing there now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't have enough objects to do the real podium.
There we go. And first and second both don't seem to know where the podium is. Of course, with being start-finish line, Travis is the only one going in, moving up there towards the start-finish line. But there we go, watching Imran Azar, who is, of course, our race.
Oh, you've overshot it a bit there, Travis, mate. Back it up.
Travis, it's the bloody line. What are you
He's
doing?
doing donuts off
all the
camera.
praise.
There we go.
The man that turned up and kind of drove the race. Imran Azar is there, and
Oh, he's killed the leader.
Travis done a full-on Travis Mehlinger move and killed the leader.
Yeah, none of them are on the camera that Mo provided for me for the start-finish line. So, got to choose some other ones over here. But yeah, in seriousness, this was round number 3, declared a non-championship event, and let's get the results. They will, of course, be. There will be no points scored, unfortunately, for these. But it is Imran Azar in 43 minutes, winning ahead of Igor Santos, Travis Mehlinger in P3, joining for today. Cox in P4, then it's Costa, Chris McElroy also joining for today. Adam Brown, who turns up when it's a non-championship event. Pedro Vitor in P8. Nico Pantola, the final finisher, 3 laps down, going under the pseudonym of Yanis Petka. Daniel Lekastik DNF'd after 35% of the race in 10th. Then it's 136 MPH who joined the grid late after it being declared non-championship. And Alan Terzic also DNF'd after 10% of the race down there in P12. Imran Azar, the fastest lap, a 147.84. And Travis, I think you can attest that is absolutely rapid.
That's a really quick lap. My fastest qualifying practice lap, I think, was a 47.5 or 47.4, something like that. So Yeah, doing that in a race is really impressive, especially on R3s. They just don't give nearly as much grip. Yeah, hats off to him. I thought I had more pace for him based on my practice yesterday, because it seemed like he and the other MRC drivers were struggling a little bit, and clearly he figured it out between then and now, because he was so much quicker than I was.
He was clearly just waiting for you to overestimate your ability and then jump at the opportunity to get on back past you.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, there we have it. That's our race for today. We'd like to remind everybody watching that if you enjoyed this and you want to join the grid for the final 2 rounds, we completely support that decision. Today's race has been declared non-championship. There you can see NC. That means no points from today's race will go forward towards the grand total of the teams and drivers championship at the end. We do, however, have an interview from Rafael Costa. Rafael, welcome to the commentary box. Talk us through this race. Unfortunately, no points going to come from this race, but a good P5 there. A few other extra drivers to deal with who weren't in the main championship. How was it for you?
Well, could have been better. I was expecting something between P2 and P3. The pace was there, but sadly, me and Igor had an incident during the race, and I half spun. And right after there was the virtual safety car, so I got held back for quite some time, so I could not recover. So sad that this race didn't have much drivers.
Well, there were more drivers than we would have had if we didn't have a couple of extras joining. But yeah, you're right. It was a shame not to have more people turning out today. Hopefully more from next round. But there we go. I am going to quickly move Adam out of the commentary box, who is making a racket. But there we go. Yes, thank you very much, Costa. Thanks for turning up, of course. Thanks for competing, and well done on P5.
Thank you very much.
All right then. Yeah, that was that, Tom. I don't think we're going to have any other interviews from any other drivers, but yeah, Travis, give us your thoughts finally on this one.
Super fun. A shame we didn't have enough drivers to run a championship round, because I think that it sounded like you guys had a lot of fun calling it, even though it was I think we put some of it down to shenanigans and having a bit of a laugh in the commentary box. It was a lot of fun to drive. Really, really rewarding circuit. Not as challenging as it looks from the outside. It definitely requires precision and concentration. Every corner is a little bit different, and it's easy to make mistakes and have those kind of compound into a bad race. But with a little bit of practice, super rewarding. I still don't think it was as difficult as West Hill International reversed. But hats off to Imran. It is so hard to go that fast in race conditions, and he just blew me away. Igor as well. I didn't realize he was back there. He got past me, and then he held position. Good job to him.
Can I say a thing?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, Rob.
Lemon is on the commentary box. Maybe he wants.
Yeah, Azar can have a few words.
We can bring him in. Imran, well done on your race win today. How was it?
Hello, can you hear me?
Can hear you, yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's just a shame that not many people were around to race, but I think overall, like in the last 9 minutes before the race started, I appreciated all the effort that everyone took to bring some random people to come aboard the race. So I mean that was fun. So yeah, I mean overall the track was good. A bit of changes from the previous time I drove here from each challenge, I think. But yeah, I think overall it was pretty fun, especially with the BF1. You can just go flat out. So yeah,
that's the spirit. Pretty much enough said there. Yeah, Imran, we agree. Yeah, this is one of the most challenging cars in Need for Speed. That's why we're here, to go fast. And yeah, the track presents a unique challenge. Travis, you thought it was easier than West Hill? I mean, that's a statement. It looks pretty tricky to stay out of the walls here. One error and it's over.
It is tricky, but the walls kind of keep you in, and a little bump here and there isn't a big deal. If you make the same mistake at West Hill where it's so fast, a wheel in the grass means that you're in the barrier at maximum speed and not pointed down the road. You're pointed into the barrier or going straight back into it, and it's race over. Here, you can afford to make little mistakes. There are definitely spots where if you touch a curb and back the car into the barrier, that will severely compromise your race. But there's a little bit, especially Live for Speed, where the damage isn't super realistic. There's a little bit more margin for error than there is at West Hill. But again, every corner a little different. You have to be so precise to be quick. And now that he's in here where he can hear me, hats off to Imran. That was a hell of a performance to go that quick in race conditions. I simply did not have that pace.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like, I practiced like yesterday, and then I think I drove track a bit last week. But I mean, I think it's mainly just a bit of practice and all. But I think you, Travis, you were pretty like impressive, especially yesterday. Like when I saw your qualifying lap, I was like, wow. Took me a while to match that.
I felt like a hot shot yesterday, and then I've been humbled today, but I'm happy to do so. I had a good time, and once again, congrats. Great, well done.
Thanks. You too.
You did very well too.
Thank you,
Chris.
You said his name.
Hello, my button was backwards again, apparently. I'm doing well today.
Yeah, the results show otherwise, but...
Yeah, well, take a look at my damage.
Okay, let's have a look. I can't see you. Drive out the pits. You
not
can't.
sure
I don't think you can see it from external.
We can see it from external.
But,
that front wing is a lot shorter. I mean, if you compare it to the number 8 next to you, that's Adam's car. Okay, but
it's the suspension. Nothing is straight.
I think
reputational
damage if you're driving was definitely higher.
I should have pit right at the end of the safety car because I caught the queue right before the pit in, so I should have pit then to fix it, and then it might have been a bit better. But yeah, car was a bit wonky from the start.
But you enjoyed it? Enjoyed the replica of Singapore?
Yeah, it's quite a nice track. I need to get used to a bit more, but yeah, it's quite fun. I'm just years out of practice in this car.
Sean did the original layout, and then Michael tweaked it, and then Sean did some more tweaks. Is that accurate? We should. If Sean's watching, Sean,
Michael,
thank you for an amazing
from
layout.
Scratch.
Michael did this
one from scratch.
Well, then thank you to Michael because
started with 3,000 or 2,400 cones, and then became walls.
Yeah, it is.
I remember seeing some of the development screenshots. He mapped it all out with cones from an image, and then had to hang on. So, Mo, what's the camera where you get the view down the start finish for the wavy pit wall?
On this one, one, I guess.
Okay, it's not that one.
101. Sorry.
There we go. That one.
That one.
You see that, Travis?
I'm pulling up the stream right now. While I'm pulling that up to look at that shot, what I was going to say is that I have obviously not driven around the Singapore circuit myself, but having watched Formula One for ages and having watched actual Formula One go around the circuit for the last 15 years, it certainly feels like a faithful replica. It has all the spots where the barriers jut out for the marshal posts, the marshals to be able to drive cars or cranes onto the circuit, and it has even though it's pretty flat, Singapore, the actual circuit is itself also really flat. The autocross layout here is even more flat, but it's got the spirit of some of those awkwardly profiled corners and the little undulations over bridges here and there done with the curbing. It's really, really well done. Super fun to drive.
Yeah, based on the camera comparisons, it is very close, or the walls are very close. We're missing some lines because of object counts and things, but yeah, it's very close.
You've done a nice job on the cameras. I noticed some of the Formula One cameras were in here, especially the ones
they're
through
all F1 cameras.
Exactly. Talk us a little bit through your process. Is there a reference for the locations, or do you use previous F1 broadcasts to match the position?
I was using last year's broadcasts and an OBS overlay of LFS and broadcast to line everything up.
Which is what you did for the Formula E version
yes,
as well.
Yes. Yeah. So Formula E was tricky because there's a whole section that wasn't there that was rather confusing, and the copy of the F1 I have is highlights, so when they cut a few corners out while following your car, that gets very confusing as well.
But it's cool that you can map the cameras so accurately. But I guess that's also a testament to the accuracy of the replica as well. Even though it is only objects in the car park, it's the
biggest differences are actually in a couple of places reasonably significant undulations in the in the real track. You don't really see it unless you're looking for them, but it does alter the shape of things quite significantly.
Some of the bridges, I think, Travis. The bridges have on and offs, don't they?
We're missing a lot of the bridges because of object count again.
Yeah,
and
when I got the final version from Michael, the object count was 2397, and I said, "You're going to lose some chalk lines so I can place some track lights."
Yeah, I had to delete a lot of objects to be able to do my path for this.
You use you place objects manually to get the path.
So anything. So I use the layout primarily, but if there are particularly gaps in the racing line and gaps in the walls, I have to either manually draw a polygon or fill them in.
Interesting. Well, there we go. A little bit of insight into what goes into this. But yeah, hope you guys found today's race entertaining, even if it wasn't the norm. Tom, of course, thanks for trying to, attempting to bring some form of professionalism to the commentary box today. Appreciate it a lot. And Travis and Mo, thanks for driving. Deco, Provost, pleasure as always. Race control for NDR. Deco, well, Provost had his feet up, but Deco, you were doing some things.
I can do it, sure.
Yeah, I was keeping Provost in line.
Didn't work.
Sounds like very hard work you two both put in today. We're very appreciative of the fantastic radio messages you got.
You should see what it's like with the full stewards and race control team.
Oh yeah, it's a whenever I have to jump out of the commentary box, and this happens during the race, I have to jump out of the commentary box and go and ask something from race control or something. When I go in there, there's always a fire that's being put out. There's always raised voices. Deco sometimes has to be reminded to calm down sometimes because you get a little bit into it. I think that's.
Yeah, then I have some annoying broadcaster come in and ask me how long we have till we start the race.
Because sometimes it takes quite a while to start the race. That's all.
Yeah, well, if people would stay in the grid when we stacked them, it'd be quicker.
So yeah, blame the drivers.
And if the broadcaster wouldn't interrupt me in the middle of the race briefing, I could get the briefing done quicker.
I'll put a stop to this debate before Pete takes us before Pete says goodbye, takes us off the air, and say my own thank you to you both, Deco and Jonathan Provost, for running this as a non-champ race today and electing to run it instead of call it off, and then contradicting their own rules and letting all us non-championship runners participate, because it was a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome.
That's all they have to say to you, Travis.
They don't like talking to you, Travis.
Does it make you satisfied after I didn't let you run the last round?
The highest satisfaction. Thank you very much.
Who didn't let him run the last round? Was it me or was it you?
I think it was both of you. But if you want to blame him,
I'll blame him. I'll take it. I wanted you on commentary last time because it was a championship round, right? Yes.
It did end up being a championship round and worked out beautifully. I think we made the most of it today. We had a good time. I think everyone was entertained. I was entertained. That's what matters to me. I don't. Who cares about the rest of you all? Except our faithful viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll hand it back to you, Pete.
Thank you very much. Tom, I'll hand it to you. Feel free to hand it to someone else. Tom's not here.
I'm pressing the wrong button. I do this a lot. I don't know why, but I'll admit it in this one. But yeah, right control. It's a difficult key to find at times. But
right control. That's the worst key to use.
It's easiest for my left hand. I sit here looking. It's easiest for my left hand. Just rest on side, straight onto right control, and I can get straight into talking about the action that's going on and all the excitement. I did it very well this time. It's right at the end as well, so normally hit it, but occasionally miss it, and Travis goes, "Oh, it looks like Tom's not here." But then,
you mean left?
No, right control. What? Right at the end. So it's right next to the arrow keys. Right control. Anyway, I digress. We can talk about how you don't understand the keyboard later.
I don't. I have a Mac, so I'm looking at my Windows keyboard over in the corner, and I can see that Yes, there is a control key over by the key. Anyway, that's a weird one to use.
It's a great one to use. But yeah, it was a really good race. I really enjoyed watching it and commentating. I think the 20 laps worked wonders with the the drivers we had, a lot of them not fully practiced and not really championship participants, so didn't quite understand exactly how to get the car around Traverse. But yeah, it was a good event, and I'm really happy it went ahead, and we got to see Travis making the best effort and Elmo promptly throwing away a fantastic position. It was great.
So after all this, are we now able to be a ITV or BBC breakfast chat show?
It does feel like that. Would you like to come and join me on the couch?
Never say those words again.
I
No,
won't.
no.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
It is time to go off air.
it's time to leave and for us to go and get some well-earned sleep.
I had a good future thing for SBTV, and then Pete just had to.
Well, I don't know about you, but in breakfast television in the UK, they have a nice couch to sit on, and I was being inviting.
Over
Your
here in
mind
the
went.
over here in the States, we
that
threw off
has
our
a-
colonial masters, but they go from a desk to a couch to the outside, then back to the desk, then to the couch, and they got even a cookery section and a.
Yeah, no couches here, only easy chairs.
I have
Good
an
stuff.
old chair. That's all that I got. So yeah.
If you would like to join the 4th round of MRC's BF1 League, you can do that next weekend. We'd love to see you on the grid when hopefully the normal proceedings, the normal broadcast, the super serious commentary returns, because tonight was a little bit whimsical. But we enjoy this on the off chance that we get a non-championship round. Let our hair down a bit, have some entertainment among ourselves. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. From all of us here at Sim Broadcast and New Dimension Racing and Master Race Car, to all of you, have a great evening, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.